This is a stimulus update. In this video, we're going to go over the updated timeline of when people are expected to receive their stimulus checks, including Social Security, SSI, SSDI, veterans, as well as everyone else who's part of the 90 million people waiting to receive their checks. And if you're having trouble using the Get My Payment tool, I'll have some solutions to some common errors later on in the video as well. First, let's break down who has their money and who is waiting for their money. 171 million Americans are expected to get a stimulus paycheck. Last week, 80 million people got that paycheck. Therefore, around 90 million people are still waiting for the paycheck. Of these 90 million, it's split up into a few different groups. The way the 90 million people still waiting for the checks breaks down like this. 50 million are Social Security, 15 million are veterans, 5 million SSI, 19 million are non-filers that are taxpayers, and 500,000 are RRB, Railroad Retirement. So let me break down of when these specific groups are expected to get their payments. Last week, as I mentioned, 80 million people got direct deposits. This week, it's said to be another large sum of people who are expected to get their direct deposits as well. But that's only if the IRS has your direct deposit information. Also, checks are going to be sent out this week as well, probably mid to late week. It's going to be about 5 million per week, and for anyone making $10,000 or less. Then week by week, they're going to send 5 million checks, and it's going to be in increments of people who receive an income of $10,000. So next week it'll be 10,000 to 20,000, 20,000 to 30,000 the following week, and so forth, all the way up until September. The good news with Social Security, SSI, SSDI, veterans, is that there is no additional action that needs to be taken. The IRS already has the information to send you the money. With Social Security, it's one of three ways: either direct deposit if they have your information, direct express card, or paper check. However you're receiving your benefits from the government already is the same way that you're going to receive the stimulus check. And I'll go over the estimated timeline in a minute. So same for veterans. The IRS has the information because the IRS is now working with Veterans Affairs. Now, I just want to say it's really messed up that they are waiting this long for Social Security as well as veterans and the other groups, because those should have been part of the 80 million people to get their checks first. In terms of Social Security, we have a generation of people who dedicated decades of their life working and building the economy. They're getting screwed. Veterans who protected our country and kept us safe, they're getting screwed and waiting at the end of the line. Once again, the people who are most vulnerable in our society are not treated properly. Let's talk about dates. So with Social Security, there's around 50 million people who are eligible for this stimulus check. According to the IRS, they said that Social Security recipients are going to receive their check, their first check, 10 days after the first payout. Now, the first payout was April 15th, which brings the date around April 29th. Now, there is no set date, but that's kind of an approximated date according to what the IRS has said in the past. Now, we know how long the IRS delays things and is not, let's be honest, they're not really too generous to the people who need it most. Let's expect delays here. Let's not get our hopes up, but hopefully April 29th is when checks should start showing up for Social Security recipients. When it comes to the 5 million SSI, it's going to be early May. That's all the IRS is saying at this moment. There's nothing else to add, and there's really no way to calculate that. It really is a shame how they're not giving these people a checks first. Now, for the other 19 million people who are non-tax filers but do pay taxes, their checks are supposed to come out, as I mentioned before, this week or next week, depending on when they decide to send the direct deposits. Another update here, the IRS screwed up when it comes to people who file their taxes through TurboTax, H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt, as well as a bunch of those other companies. The reason why is because when filing taxes under those companies, they set up a temporary account for your money to go in, and then they send you your money. Now, what happened is the IRS, where they were supposed to send the information to the IRS, and the IRS was supposed to process that and make sure that the payments go to the right person. Now, TurboTax is one of the few who actually sent the information to the IRS, but the IRS did nothing with it. So unfortunately, if you file your taxes through a third party like that, then there'll probably be delays until you get your check. The IRS says that they're working on it, but who knows what that means. By the way, if you want to watch more videos like this and get stimulus check updates, hit the like button and the subscribe button so that you'll get notified of the most recent information that comes to date. Next, let's talk about Steve Mnuchin and his update that he gave earlier this morning. Let's play the clip from CNN.
Well, let me just say, I'm very sympathetic to those who have been impacted by both the health issues and the economic issues. We've shut down major parts of the economy, so it's not a surprise. There's a lot of people who are on unemployment. The good news is part of the last bipartisan bill, there's enhanced unemployment insurance. There's also the direct deposit payments that we started sending out last week. I'd just like to give a quick pitch for people to go to irs.gov and click on Get My Payment. We've had over 40 million people authenticate there. We have 5 million people who have uploaded their instructions. We'd ask more people to do that. That combined with the PPP is getting a lot of money into the economy and to the hands of Americans.
All right, I don't know, something about his smug smile really annoys me, and he talks about the Get My Payment tool to go there, which I'll go over how to fix a few errors in a minute. It just really bothers me, just because Steve Mnuchin has a net worth of $300 million. He has no idea what $1,200 to $2,400 means to a working family. Or an individual on Social Security or SSDI or a veteran who served our country. He was raised with millions of dollars. He has millions of dollars now. $1,200 is insignificant. And I'm not attacking his character. I'm just saying that he has no concept of what $1,200 means. There's no way he could relate or empathize with the 90 million people who haven't received their checks yet. He probably doesn't even have a bottle of wine that is less than $1,200. I don't know, I'm not trying to attack the guy, I'm just saying that the IRS is doing a lousy job. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. So let's talk about the Get My Payment tool, otherwise known as the Waste My Time tool. So a lot of us have been getting locked out, barely able to get to the proper steps in order to update our direct deposit or even see the status of our payments. We're getting payment status unavailable. We're all getting that, including me. I haven't gotten my stimulus check yet, and I'm trying to update the information. It's just a headache. A couple of things I want to point out. So the IRS is updating the Get My Payment tool every 24 hours, and they're doing it at night. So it doesn't make sense to check it multiple times a day because it's not going to do any use. You're better off checking it maybe in the morning, one time, and that's it. Constantly going in, you're just going to get locked out and then have to wait another 24 hours. Next solution to an error would be to make sure that whatever information you're typing into the Get My Payment tool, that it matches. If you did file your taxes in 2018 or 2019, make sure it matches exactly to what is filed on your tax return, including the address. If you have street on your tax return but you put ST, like for, as an initial for it, then it might not work. I've seen some reports where people have changed their address to properly match their tax refund or their tax form, then it actually allows them access. But to be honest, the tool is just a waste of time. I haven't come across any comments on my videos or other videos who've had success with the Get My Payment tool, just a bunch of headaches and complaints. I would love for you to prove me wrong. Let me know down below if you or anyone you know have had success with the Get My Payment tool and how you were able to correct any issues there. I think it would help a lot of other people reading the comments down below. If you want to learn more ways of how to get into the Get My Payment tool, I have a video over here that goes more into detail answering more questions. If you want to learn more about stimulus updates, click this video over here. And if you want to get free stocks and free money, I have 10 stock investment apps that whenever you sign up with no deposit, or if you give a deposit, you either get free stocks or free money. I have a spreadsheet down in the description below. And stay safe, take care, and hopefully our money comes soon. Thanks for watching.